All right, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brendan Murphy and today I'm going to be talking about my most recent powerlifting competition. I was just away for about a week doing the competition and I've just got back and this is my first video. And I'm also going to share a lesson that I've learned that's also applicable to yourself, whether it's in your general life or with your trading, because I know there's no real value in just listening to me ramble about my powerlifting. So I want to be able to provide some value as well. So I'm going to be doing that in this video. So how did my competition go? So first of all, I just want to touch on the competition I did before this. I made a video about it, how I didn't do very well. Nerves got to me, it was all not very good. I had 3 successful lifts in that competition out of 9, which was absolutely terrible. And this competition that I just went to, I made it my goal. I said, I'm going to get 9 for 9 successful lifts. And I did it. So that's really, really cool. So the lesson, obviously I walked away from that last competition not feeling great, and I came up with some rules and some lessons that I'm going to apply for this competition so that I can get 9 for 9, and they did pay off. However, it still wasn't a perfect competition. I did not lift the weights that I would have liked to lift, but that was mostly just on squat. So at my last competition, the one I didn't do good at, I underperformed a lot on squat, I underperformed a little bit on bench, I underperformed a lot on deadlift. At this competition, I underperformed moderately on squat and I overperformed on bench and deadlift, and that was super, super awesome. So as far as the result I got, I equaled my total, which means I lifted the same weight. However, at this competition, I was 7.5 kilos lighter and I was on smaller dosage of supplements than I was at my last competition. So both of those variables should have made this competition a lot harder, and I still equaled what I did at my previous competition at a lighter body weight. So that I'm very, very happy with. So what am I going to do to address the underperformance on squats? So at that one competition where I did very badly, I went into them, I was too hyped, I was too amped up. I was like, let's go and squat. And I think that kind of clouded my judgment and I wasn't able to stay focused and sharp during the squat. And so that is what led to the poor performance. This time, I think I overcompensated and I went in a little bit too calm, a little bit too casual. And I was a little bit sad actually going on there, So I think I overdid it and therefore I didn't have enough drive. And so I think that hurt my performance. So going forward, I'm going to try get somewhere in the middle. And hopefully that's going to allow me to get my squats right on the platform. As far as bench and deadlift goes, well, I did super, super, super at this competition compared to how I was in training. A week before this competition I just did, a week before it, in training, I failed a 140 kilo bench and I failed a 265 kilo deadlift. In this competition, I benched 147.5, so that's way above the 140 that I failed, and I deadlifted 277.5, which is an all-time personal best for me, and it's 12.5 kilos above what I failed at in training. So I did super well. So those had the right level of drive, so I'm going to keep those exactly the same. Just going to try amp up a little bit more for my squats. Now, in terms of the lesson that you can apply yourself, this is something that I've kind of noticed myself doing for quite some time. However, now it's kind of set in stone. And what that is that when I make a mistake, it tends to take me 2 attempts to correct it. And that is, let's say I make the mistake of being too driven on my squats, that bad competition. This competition, I came in too mellow. And the next one, so I need to find somewhere in the middle. And this has been something that I've done for pretty much everything always. I'll find the mistake, I will overcompensate and have bad performance for the opposite reason. And then on the second fix attempt, I'll be just right. So going forward, I'm going to be trying to keep that in mind when I'm making adjustments. When I make a mistake, I'm gonna say, okay, here's what I want to do to fix it. Now keep in mind, I always overcompensate. So let's take what I want to do, dial it back by 25%, maybe 30%, and go with that. And I think that's going to allow me to have better performance all around going into the future. Not just for powerlifting, but with trading as well. For example, you set your stop loss too tight. I don't want to overcompensate and then set my stop loss way too big and take on an additional $500 loss, you know? And so that's how this is applicable to you as well. If you make a mistake, learn from it and make sure you don't overcompensate. Make the adjustment that you need to make, but don't go overboard so that you end up suffering because you've gone too far. So that's kind of the tip that's helpful here. This was basically just a story. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, please like the video, leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on the latest ways to improve your trading. You can see my professional services at mie.trade and work with me to improve your trading. But other than that, thank you very much for listening to my story, and I'll see you again tomorrow with a much more value-oriented video. So yes, bye-bye.